I would be remiss if I didn't open the show up talking about LeBron James. And shout out to everybody that's watching me on Facebook and listening to me in the Delaware Valley on 860 AM. You know, we watched one of LeBron's greatest performances. But it seems like we say that every time something is on the line. Once again, Cleveland fought off elimination despite being outscored by the Boston Celtics in the second half. Despite losing their second best player in the first quarter, Kevin Love, who we now hear is not going to play Game 7. That's how the ball bounces. That's how the cookie crumbles for Mr. James. But yet, Cleveland won again, 46, 11, and 9 from LeBron James. By the way, little tidbit here, 14 of those 46 points, yeah, they came in the fourth quarter. And as I'm watching this performance, as I'm watching 3 after 3, as I'm watching him do some of the things that he's done time and time again, I thought about how underrated this season that James has given us has been. I thought about how on June 25th, one of the league's best and brightest and greatest individual forces, who had one of the greatest individual seasons ever, is going to lose the league's most prestigious individual award to a cat that scores a lot of points. A guy who in his biggest game of the season, and James Harden, went 5 for 21. He's known for his three-point accuracy. He was 0 for 11 with 6 turnovers. And remember how I mentioned LeBron James showed up with the 46 points? And I led you to the 14 points in the fourth quarter. Well, Harden, conversely, gave us a Michael Jordan flu-like game performance in his fourth quarter, dropping a whopping 6 points with 1 assist. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you your MVP winner. James Harden, the guy that scores a lot of points. A guy that we all know is not the better player. We know he didn't have the better season. We just know he scored more points per game. 2.9 to be exact. 2.9 more points than LeBron James. That gave him the MVP. Now, is there any doubt that Harden has a better team? No. So why that leads into his team having the better record shouldn't matter. Will anyone question that the Houston Rockets had an outstanding season? No. But if we look back, and I get choked up talking about it, it's like the fourth time I got choked up with it. I think it's something in the year, allergies. But as I look back and I think about the year and I gather myself, I think about it this way. If you just look at the MVP award, it goes to the best player in the league. It doesn't go to the guy whose team had the best year. That's what happens to explain Derrick Rose winning the MVP award. When at the end of the season, everyone said, yeah, probably should have went to LeBron James. Oddly enough, LeBron had more assists per game than Derrick Rose that year and has more assists than James Harden, whether you go total or per game. The guy that has the ball, the guy that leads one of the most potent offensive teams in the NBA, has less assists per game than the guy who plays with J.R. Smith, Kevin Love occasionally, Jordan Clarkson, Rodney Hood, and a host of other players you wouldn't even want on your NBA 2K team. This dude is leading this team to possibly another NBA Finals. And if Harden had, and think about this, if Harden had LeBron's season, we'd be sitting around talking about, oh, he's the second best player in the NBA. He's surpassed Kevin Durant. If LeBron had Harden's season, it's what he does. People walk around and say the next star. It's good. Giannis is going to be the next LeBron. Kawhi is going to be the next LeBron. That was this year, people. Who was supposed to be the next James Harden? Markelle Fultz? There's not going to be a bigger travesty than on June 25th when James Harden walks up on that stage with Ashanti in tow and takes home an MVP award that we know good damn well he should not be getting. In the month of March, when teams were jockeying for playoff position, LeBron James averaged 30 points. James Harden averaged 27. When you look at total points scored throughout the season, not per game total points, LeBron beats James Harden there. So the one thing Harden does better than James is score points. LeBron still manages to outdo that. And let's not forget that Harden plays with a champion, Trevor Ariza. LeBron is forced to take the court with a guy who's known for his thought-adex. I could not make that up if I tried. In Tristan Thompson. A guy who creates more memes than his three-point shots than J.R. Smith. Again, couldn't make it up if I tried. But every year, we find reasons to eliminate the best individual player in the game to give the best individual award to someone else. And Kevin Durant's best performance, we're going to talk about Kevin Durant later. Kevin Durant's best performance, highest stage, hits the biggest shot of his career. People still said he's undoubtedly the second best player in the NBA. They fight for second because we know who first belongs to. And last night, again, LeBron James showed us why he's the best player in the NBA. And again, we'll watch Steve Nash, Derrick Rose, Kevin Durant, the mailman, and other players get an award because they don't want to give it to LeBron James. The defense will be, well, every year we can always give it to LeBron James. Could you imagine that? Imagine you going to negotiate your salary. Or imagine you going to get something at your place of employment, because everybody likes to throw that out there and they say, well, you do a great job, but you always do a great job. How is that a bad thing? It is if you're LeBron. 46, 11, and 9. 5 for 7 from 3 against the best three-point defensive team in the league. 46, over 50% shooting against the best defensive team left in the playoffs. Of the 4 defensive teams, or the 4 teams in the playoffs, LeBron James probably has arguably the 6th worst. I'm going to say that again, because I know I lost some of you. Of the 4 teams left in the playoffs, he has the 6th worst team. His team, meaning his team is so bad, it's not even worth mentioning at this point. But you know what? Doesn't matter, because it's James Harden's turn. Where in life does that matter? You're waiting at a traffic light. You've been in traffic all day. Do you stop and say, you know what? Go ahead, sir. It's your turn. You're waiting in line to get something to eat. No. You go ahead. It's your turn. You get what you get. That's how it should be played. That's how it should go down. The Cavaliers are playing because of LeBron James. If he doesn't have, think about this. He scores 25 or more. He scores 25 to 30 points. They still lose. James Harden doesn't make a shot in the 4th quarter. His team still wins. If LeBron doesn't play lights out, his team doesn't even reach with it, doesn't even come close to winning. Harden could sit out a 4th quarter and that team would still win. But ladies and gentlemen, that's the MVP because his team had a better record, or because it's his turn, or because he scores a lot of points. But it's never been because he's the best player. And that's what's infuriating. And an industry that votes on this, and an industry where so many people are supposed to inform and enlighten, it seems like they spend a lot of time doing a great deal of ignoring and slighting. Whether it's Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, or LeBron James. Since when does being the best, playing the best, and doing your best not matter? We'll be right back on the other side.